Yes, I'm very good. And you?
Fine, thank you.
Now I lost Sapna. How is Sapna? Can you turn on your microphone, please? You are on mute. Turn it on. Hi, Gina. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome. Hello.
Thank you. Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. I think, Florence, did I see you before?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. I thought I remember your name. So you are in Dubai, huh?
Well, no, today I'm back in Europe, but I'm not very far from your origin. I'm in Austria.
In Austria, okay. Yeah, yes.
But usually, yes, I'm based in Dubai. I'm an expat and I'm based in Dubai.
Because, yes, I love Dubai and I'm regularly in Dubai and I'm stationed in India.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Where
wow.
are you? Where are you in India?
I was 2 years in Bombay for an assignment, and then I moved to Goa. So I'm actually at the wonderful beach side, just
Nice.
like the Dubai beach.
Yes.
Only the
It's an amazing place to be.
Beautiful India.
Have you been?
Yes, my husband is working between Dubai and India. So yes, I'm based in Dubai, but my husband is working with India. So yes, I've been there and I visited him many times.
All right. Mohammed, wonderful. You're so welcome. Now what happened to Gina?
I'm still here.
Okay, do you mind for the beginning to put your video? So let me introduce you.
Sorry, I'm at my home in my pajamas. So
Don't worry, don't worry. The other day we had somebody in their pajama in bed. They didn't even sit up.
And I have my boo-boo there sleeping.
My bed. And then we had somebody who was playing with their cat. And then we had a father who had his daughter on his lap saying, I'm so happy we can finally do online because I could never join because I always have to take care of my daughter. So these are the wonderful benefits of online training. And I'm known for making the trainings just as invigorating and personalized and live as if we would be in the training room. So you can only do one favor for me. Please don't just leave without saying anything because we are very concerned about you. And I'm leading you through several steps and through a little process and through a little story first. And so we want to be sure that you are able to join us and to follow us and to not only pick one little bit, but get the whole event. So dependent on how I'm looking at the clock, you guys have already 6:37. We have 7 minutes after 8 p.m. in India. So let's, could you please be a little more patient because people have a tendency to come in late, particularly here in the East, Florence, except we from Europe are always full on timely. And as everybody's coming in, when more people are in, I will begin to speak. Mohammed, how did you hear about us? Hi, Alino, you are so welcome. Hi, Sunil. How did you hear about us, Mohammed?
Hello.
Hi, you are so welcome.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for your invitation. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. Hi.
Good. So depending on when everybody's in. I believe in a few minutes we can get started. Even though we were expecting, I believe, 20. So now it will altogether take 75 minutes. Okay, so it means it would be just about 8 o'clock your time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, is that okay with everybody? Good.
yeah, it's okay.
And please be comfortable, Gina. You look so comfortable.
I'm ready.
She has her book and she's writing. Anand, you are so welcome. So, hi. Looks like you are in an office.
No, no, I'm very much at home.
You are very much at home. What a nice wallpaper.
Thank you so much.
Okay. It sounds like you are from India.
Yeah, I'm from the place that you are from. You said Mumbai. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, but I'm right now in Dubai.
No, I'm in India. I'm in Goa, and I'm in Dubai about normally every 2 months. We hope very much that I can come in August. Otherwise, the sooner the better. I think it's not even, I think the international travels may open and I may get into Dubai, but I might not get back into India where I live, so that doesn't help.
Right.
And as the regulations change every day, there's no value even talking about it. I stopped talking about it. And we've been doing the online trainings and they are just amazing. They are so invigorating, and I'm able every day a little more to make sure that the training is exactly as it is, as if it's in person. So are you aware that what we are doing tonight, oops, this is wrong. What we are doing tonight is we are doing an basically, am I sharing my screen
No.
now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are talking about NLP. We will be talking about becoming a successful NLP coach. And this is an evening where I will give you an experience. I will answer all your questions according to NLP. And it's also a promotional event. I will tell you about an upcoming training which begins on the 3rd of July. Normally at Illuminations, but of course it's going to be online. And it's an incredible, powerful training for either 2 days, a foundation in neuro-linguistic programming, or for 5 days, a practitioner training. So I'm a coach since 35 years. Neuro-linguistic programming is with me since 1987. And I'm a master trainer certifying through the Society of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So I talked with Sapna already a little. Sapna said that she already knows about NLP. Where do you know NLP from again, Sapna? Everybody else, where do you know? Does anybody know NLP?
So I don't know. I'll go if nobody's going. Yeah. Hi. My name is Zed, and I am based in Dubai. And I've heard about NLP quite a lot, especially from Tony Robbins. He's a well-known person across, and I've seen some of the things that he uses, and just curious to understand more about this program of neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah.
So have you been able to join Tony there in Dubai? He was there several times, right?
Oh, no, I haven't been able to attend his session ever. Yeah.
Well, this is very, very similar. It's very similar, of
Right.
course, different style. Everybody has their own style.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's allow more people in and actually ask for people to turn on their video. Pia, could you be so kind and help everyone to turn on the video? That would be great. Just for the beginning to say hi, and then you can turn it off as I'm doing more of the presentation. Hi. Hi, Beate. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Nice to see you. Back, you are back, Sunil. Dunia, hi. You are so welcome. Welcome, everybody. Beate, where are you from?
I'm from Austria, but I live in Dubai.
Austria, wir könnten Deutsch reden.
Ja, könnten wir. Aber mittlerweile finde ich Englisch schon fast einfacher.
Okay, very good. Jasmine, you are so welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. And Racha Darshini, sounds like you're from India. We don't hear you. You have to turn on your microphone. Okay, thank you for patiently everybody.
Yes, I'm from India.
It often takes a little. You are so welcome, Racha Darshini. It often takes a little until everybody is in, but we are beginning in just a moment. So one more time for everyone. This is a event where we'll give you some experiences on NLP and answer all your questions. It is about becoming a successful coach. I am a successful coach since 35 years of my life, and I'm a master trainer training how to become a coach. So can I know a little bit more? Can you just give me your hand or a thumbs up with your Zoom sign? Who already knows NLP?
I just know the concept in a theoretical way.
Okay. And Jasmine, are you trained in NLP?
I've taken some online courses in NLP since the lockdown.
Okay, okay. Well, you will see the difference of doing a live course and not just did you do Udemy?
Exactly.
I have so many people come to me from Udemy. They got a little taste from Udemy and now they are ready to practice.
Exactly.
It is a very practical thing. So let me just guide you to the next slide. We are talking about neuro-linguistic programming. When you see the logos up there, the Society of Neuro-Linguistic Programming is where NLP was created in the beginning of the 80s in Santa Cruz, California. I'm directly linked to most of the originators. In fact, I was meeting one of the owners of the Society of NLP just now in September when I was in California. Conscious Solutions is another certifying body of 30 years licensing, trademarked, and ABNLP is the largest board of neuro-linguistic programming and hypnotherapy in the total of the world. So basically, what I'm offering to you, if I choose to take my trainings, is the highest level of certification. You will never get these 3 logos in one certificate. I already shared a little bit about me, but I'm going to tell you a little story. May I? So becoming a coach was always my passion. And originally, I was trained as a naturopathic doctor. So as I was trained as a naturopathic doctor, I was already so very curious who is successful with their program, who actually has success with the techniques that we were using, Chinese medicine, acupuncture, etc., and who was not so successful. So as I studied this, I found so much out about behaviors, and right after my doctorate degree, I decided to learn more about behavior. I was so curious what makes somebody be brilliant in one area of life, mediocre in another, and lousy in yet another area. So as I was studying this, I found out many things. And I started with psychotherapy. For 12 years, I did psychotherapy, psychology, and all kinds of emotional therapies. Like we used to just beat anger out of us by hitting pillows. We would do extensive crying therapies, crying, laughing. Maybe I get you to laugh with me tonight if you are open. And I want to tell you a little story about a counseling training that I did. So in my first counseling training, it was 3 parts, 3 months each part. Between part 1 and part 2, we already had clients. And we would all meet in what is called an internship. There were 26 of us up just about to be certified counselors. And then there were all the clients, and all the clients knew they're there to learn, and they were ready to learn. Can you hear me all right? Yes, because if not, let me know. I have those, but I have not put them on tonight. So as we were interacting, it was done in a way that there was a stage. And on that stage, the client would come, the counselor would be here in the middle, and then the trainer would, you could say the senior psychologist and trainer of the counseling training was over here. And so there's this story, and this story changed my life. So I brought my client, Karen. As I told you, all clients knew that their case would be revealed and that everybody gets to know and that they were there for learning. So Karen came to me. I gave her 7 sessions and I was not quite satisfied with the result that I created. I was always so good at creating relationships, at being warm with people, at, you know, figuring out things. And so Karen was a little bit overweight, and she came on stage like this, looking down. And she said like that. And I openly declared that I'm not, I have to help admitting people. I openly declared that I was not satisfied with the result that I created in 7 one-hour sessions. And here was Tanya. She was always a trainer that I very much admired. And Tanya looked at my client, Karen, and said, what did you think was your emotional difficulty? And Karen started a little bit. She literally didn't quite know what to say and said nothing. And then Tanya said, maybe what you thought was your emotional difficulty is actually just a signal for you to do something differently. That was all she said, which made Karen look up, change her breathing. She had a little bit color in her face, and she didn't smile, like she never smiled, but she just raised the corners of her mouth a little bit. And I was flabbergasted. I was just like, wow, how can she, with 2 questions, create more result than me in 7 hours? So guess what? Karen said only one thing. She said, oh, that. And she stepped down off stage a little more upright and a little more quickly. And something in me happened. I just knew whatever Tanya said and whatever happened here is something I need to learn. And I still did not. This was way before neuro-linguistic program. I told you it was in somewhere in the middle of the 80s. And I said, what did you just say? And she said again, maybe what you thought was your emotional difficulty is actually just a signal for you to do something different. So I wrote down, and I couldn't wait for this part of the internship be over. One client after the other from every one of us 26 counselors came, got interesting lessons, left. And most of the lessons that Tanya, there were several trainers, most of the questions and lessons that Tanya gave were so very interesting to me. So that the next part 2 of the internship, after all clients left, we said goodbye, all the counselors sat together with the trainers. It was 7 trainers. And I couldn't wait to ask. Finally, it was my turn. And I asked Tanya, what did you do with Karen? You did not ask, where is your depression coming from? You did not ask, how long do you have this? You did not ask, do your family members have this? You did not ask where it is coming from. All the things that I was figuring out in 7 sessions, you were not even interested in. All you did was ask these 2 questions, and they were so very interesting questions. So please, would you help me? And Tanya said, if you look at people having problems, you might lose your eye of the goal. I prefer to think that people don't have problems and people don't need fixing. People just need to learn how to reorganize their patterns of thinking. I was again flabbergasted. I thought, wow, this is revolutionary. People don't have problems. I was thinking all this time that I mean, as a doctor, of course, problems. I was always focusing on problems. Now she's telling me people don't have problems. So I wrote down this sentence. People don't have problems and people don't need fixing. People just need to learn how to reorganize their patterns of thinking. And whoa, it was just sitting right with me. And then I asked many more questions. One of the questions I asked was, okay, that's fine. You don't believe in problems. This is something I would like to consider. Now still, how did you create such a quick response with Karen? I noticed you put her, you didn't even use the word depression, You said emotional difficulty, and then you put it as if it was in the past. That's so very interesting. So Tanya said many things. I can't share all of it with you. Maybe when you come to the training, I can share more with you. She said, people always do the best that they can. Otherwise, they would already do different. So I kept writing down and I kept feeling whatever she knows is what I need to know. So after that part of the internship was over, everybody left. The day was done. The trainers left. I was the kind of student running after her, patting on her shoulder and saying, Tanya, Tanya, would you please tell me more what you have studied, because I need to study the same. And that was the end of it was another internship, the end of the counseling training. In 1987 in Seattle, she said, I just studied neuro-linguistic programming, but I haven't completed my certification yet, so I chose not to share it in the training. And I heard that word for the first time, neuro-linguistic. I wrote it down, neuro-linguistic program. What a complicated word. What's that supposed to mean? And I wanted more information, but guess what? She left. And guess what? This was before Google. So I was left with the word neuro-linguistic programming and trying to find out a training that I could participate. And even without Google, I don't even remember how I did it. I found right there in 1987 my first training in neuro-linguistic programming. It was 18 days. In those days, we did practitioner trainings for 18 days. It was with Raina, and it was just amazing. It was so empowering. It was so enriching. I got so many answers. I was in a very difficult family situation. Nobody asked me for my problems. It was all about who do you want to become? Who are you truly? What are your outcomes? What is important to you and for you? What is important to you and for you? And what is your purpose? So we had to write up our purpose. And you know, I thought I was quite hip. I had done a lot of self-development. I told you how many years of psychotherapy and psychology I did. And never was I challenged to formulate my purpose in that way. And it was a quite long sentence. And there was some part in that sentence that had to do with, I'm committed to increase my trust within myself. And my passion is to increase my leadership over myself and others. And after being asked so many times, what is important to you? What is more important to you? I said, I would like to create the ripple effect within the skill level of the art of human being, so that I can contribute to a world with greater peace, greater respect, and greater levels of consciousness. And just that simple process of designing a purpose statement and of letting that purpose statement go deep within changed my life. And from ever that training in 1987 in Seattle, Washington, USA, I took one NLP training after the other. I altogether did probably more than 4 16-day trainings. And is everybody here?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
okay.
so inspiring. We're all here.
I cannot see you anymore. Ooh. Are you, can you keep on your video? Thank you. Please keep on your video, because I don't like to talk into nothing. And I took one NLP training after the other. In those days, a practitioner training was 18 days. And then I did so many master trainings for 20 days. And in 1990, I was asked for the first corporate training. Some students of my NLP program said, well, can you teach this amazing communication module in our company? So since 1990, I conduct corporate trainings where I come into an organization, elicit what is their main conflict or problem. Typically it's around communication, conflict resolution, change management, emotional intelligence, all based on neuro-linguistic programming. So coaching is a very acknowledged profession nowadays. In fact, it is rising. And believe it or not, it is even rising nowadays in this lockdown, because people need help. People want to improve, and people want to excel their skills. And coaching, when you enrich it with neuro-linguistic programming, gives you skills for greater self-development. It gives you greater tools if you are a therapist or healer. It excels you if you are a leader. And it particularly is liked by HR professions and by anyone who deals with people. It teaches in the most powerful way the kind of questions that we need to best guide someone. So I'm curious, could some of you tell me, I normally get a little note on professions. Can I see somebody here, a leader in a company or in a corporate position? Can I see hands? Okay. And anybody by chance from the HR field? Ah, thank you, Sapna. Wonderful. And anybody already in the field of healing, therapy, or counseling? Can I see hands? Who's already giving sessions? Nice. Florence, may I know what is your, I was wondering, what are the kind of sessions you are giving?
No, actually, I'm only a coach. Life coach, and especially for expat people and third culture kids.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. And you have the IFC coaching education?
Absolutely, I'm a ACC coach.
Oh, nice. Actually, I have so many. Hi, Yogesh. You're so welcome. I have so many from IFC coaching, and they typically come to me because they want more hands-on tools, and they want more reprogramming techniques where we can help a client in 1 hour. Please, if I don't get to talk more about this tonight, please ask me. I have a little experience. No, hold on. I have a little information. So basically, you could say NLP adds this effectiveness into coaching. It adds linguistic elegance, and it's there to facilitate change instantly and powerfully. So you could look at cut to the chase techniques that not only are you sitting and talking, but that have to do with you moving, with you doing things, and with you creating change very quickly and in a very amazing way. I wanted to show you something. So, for example, I have a darker one. Hold on. So we work with something that is called the timeline, and it is basically something that gets laid out on the floor, and the client walks on it, and it's like a mini psychology in one session. As you ask the client to put it on the floor as the line of life, the first thing you help the client is to create a future in a way that you make the client step into the desired self in a way that they can feel it. Then you have a marker on the line. You ask them to mark on the line as it's lying on the floor the past. And you say, would you please let your subconscious mind guide you back into the past, to the event that when re-imprinted, when changed here today, will be of no significance in your life anymore. Wow! When I learned timeline therapy, Florence and everybody else here who works with people, Sapna, you've heard about it? She's having such a smile, nice one. So when I learned this, it was exactly what I was needing. I could give the client an incredible, so deep change in 1 hour. No, this one takes 75 minutes. So 75 minutes in a way that the client not only discovers whatever was the problem or trauma or fear complex in the past, but in a way that you help the client to anchor. We give physical anchors where we do resource spots to basically bring resources into a past event in a way that it is totally changed and reprogrammed right there in this session in such an amazing way that every time I'm just at awe. As, of course, you need to know many things. This is not a level 1 technique. This is a technique that I teach in level 3. After all of the skills of NLP are downloaded, after we know about the visual, the audio, the kinesthetic, after we learn very in depth about submodalities and the language models. The language models that really help us to think differently. See, much later only did I learn that what Tanya did was a neuro-linguistic application by helping Karen to put whatever her difficulty was in the past. And by not even using the word depression, because whenever you use the word of the negative complex, of course, it gets further because the memory goes there. So by her saying, what was it that you thought was your problem? Karen already had an aha effect, noticing that actually all of what her difficulty was the past and not now. So these linguistic applications are really amazing. They're very powerful and they create change very quickly, sometimes in a subtle way, and many times not in a way that the client would know what happened, but in a very powerful way. So you can say that NLP offers specialized tools to counter and to successfully address stress, anxiety, fear, frustration, anger, lows, downs, relationship issues. Because see, before you have what is called anxiety or stress, which is a heightened heartbeat and higher breathing rate. Who knows that? From stress, you get a higher heartbeat, or you breathe faster, you sweat. Can I see hands? Who knows what is called stress or even anxiety? Thank you. What is it on the level of the brain? Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the club of humans. So, in order to produce higher heartbeat and in order to produce a higher breathing rate, the brain has to give a message to the rest of the body, right? Because without the brain giving the message, there's no higher heartbeat and there's no higher breathing rate. There is no sweating and huffing and puffing and all of the symptoms that go along with adrenal complexes. And all of those are very, very similar, whether it is stress, what you are experiencing, whether it is any form of anxiety that you are experiencing, or whether it is fear or trauma. Whenever that heart rate goes higher, your brain has to give a message. So in neuro-linguistic programming, it was found out how that message is created and what exactly happens before the brain shoots out a dream. And I can tell you later about it if you ask me. Now I would like for you to just notice that it is stuck in the reptile brain. Basically, when the brain gets this impulse to shoot out adrenals, it is not from your neocortex, it's not from your rational thinking, it's not using linguistics. It's an impulse. Can everybody put your hand in the back of your head and say, limbic brain? This is my limbic brain. Could you please hold your hand here and say, this is my limbic brain? Alino, can you hear me? Thank you. This is my limbic brain. Could you say that, please? Thank you, Rachadashini. Yes. And this is my neocortex. Now hold your hand just about with
my neocortex.
It's my neocortex. Thank you. Yes. So now, please, I'm a doctor. I know more than that. But let me make a very, very fast simplification. Whenever we have the negative emotions or we are caught in feeling bad, let's just speak about adrenals for tonight. There's, of course, many more topics and subjects and different symptoms. So the brain gives a message to shoot out adrenals, but it's because it's stuck. It's stuck. It doesn't have another message. It doesn't have another program. In order to give a new program, we need our neocortex. So literally, blood flows to the limbic brain. The limbic brain is swollen with blood. And so all of the consequences. Whereas we are meant to more use our neocortex. Would you agree? And neocortex means language, because what does the human being have that the animal doesn't have? Sapna, you have such a nice smile. Yes. It's the third.
Language skills. Language skills.
Language. It's the alphabet. And we are meant to use our neocortex. Would you agree? Yeah. Dashani, Alino, would you agree? Everybody, would you agree? So can you say, I am meant to use my neocortex? Can you say that, please? I am
I
meant
am meant to use my neocortex.
my neocortex. I'm meant to use language. We have to learn how to talk
Hello?
differently to ourselves.
Am I disconnected?
Oops. Somebody need my attention? We have to learn how to talk differently to ourselves. We have to learn how to interrupt that automatic process that makes us feel bad, or if you are a coach, that makes your client feel bad. So NLP is about how to create and maintain satisfaction, contentment, peace, inner silence, happiness, joy, improved communication and relationship skills, wealth on all levels, health on all levels. NLP can help you with all of that. NLP is learned all over. You could say, what distinguishes a brilliant HR professional, leader, healer, and coach from others is when they have learned NLP. When they have learned NLP in a way that they can apply it and use it, in a way that they have practiced, in a way that they have hands-on skills that are in the pocket. Today I have a dress and not the pants. That are in the pocket and that can be pulled out and used. So you can literally imagine the skills that you get will be skills that are visible, that are handable, tangible, and that you will practically apply. Now I have a little exercise for you. May I? Let me just let me see quickly. Is everybody still there? Gina and Gina is there. Yogesh and
yes, Doris, I'm there.
Are you there? Racha Dashani is there. Mohammed Zappa. Everybody here? Yay. Okay. So please stay 10 minutes. Don't leave in the middle of the exercise. This online training, sometimes people just leave and then I go, oh my God, they leave in the middle of the lesson and they didn't get the end. Can you please stick around for another 20 minutes, 25 minutes? Yes? Okay. So basically, I want you to experience the following. If we would get more than 60 minutes, I would split you in pairs and you would do the exercise with someone. I really would prefer that. But because there is so little time tonight and I want to be available for your questions, I'm just going to do the exercise with you as if you do it with me. Can we do this? Okay. So we want to investigate a little bit about language. We want to experience a little bit about the effect of how we talk to each other in order to learn about NLP coaching. So see, what happens when we are not so aware with our language is we give instructions. And we give instructions in a way that we go, come on, do this. You know, we say, take these vitamins, they are really good. Or somebody comes to you who wants to lose weight. Well, you've got to do exercise. Of course, I'm a little bit exaggerating. Hold on, somebody's waiting. Why are they not getting in? Okay, so you're welcome, Nitra, and you are welcome, Akska. Akska, you are welcome. So basically, when somebody, would you please experience, I want you to physically, emotionally experience the following. Would you please experience what happens when I say to you, let's say we are in a corporate situation, we are a team, I'm the leader. let's say we are working towards, in Dubai, it would be Thursday 6 p.m. In India, it is Friday 6 p.m. So let's say we are in Dubai. And I would say to you, today is Monday, and I need you to get the job done by Thursday 6 o'clock. What happens deep on the inside when I give you an order and when I use telling? Could you please use your body and show me a gesture? I don't want to show you what many people show, but would you please show what happens to you when I would be your leader and I would speak to you in this way? Because what happens?
I think it feels like, it's a compulsion that you have to do something. Maybe it takes away from your freedom, something like that.
It takes away from your freedom. Very nice, Mohammed. And it's a little bit like talking down to, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you say, do this, like an instruction. Let's say I'm the client, I'm actually put what is called in the passive position. And typically, people don't like to be in a passive position. Whether it is you as a leader to your team member, or of course, whether it is you as a coach to your coachee. So that was part one, and that was what we don't want to do. Everybody agrees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to part two. Part two is when we kindly include the other person and when we ask questions. So let's say in part two, I'm going to take another chair. Let's say this is my client or this is my team member. So now what happens? Of course, non-verbally, I demonstrate that I put myself equal with my mindset. I never talk down to someone. I don't need to show I'm authority. If I'm authority, I'm authority. I don't need to blast it. So I'll include the team member and I would say something like, I'm curious, what is your interest in getting project X done by Thursday 6 p.m.? And I give the chance to my team member to say something. And then I would say, okay, so as this is your outcome also, what could you do in order to be sure that we as a team get it completed by Thursday 6 p.m.? And I let the team member say something. And so it is with coaching. Let's do another example. Let's say now, this is not my team. Oh, sorry, let's go back, sorry. Let's go back. So as a team member, when I speak to you in this way, what happens? Can you show me a gesture? How you feel? Or your thumb? Thank you, Florence. Sapna, what would be a gesture? You feel more in your heart. Rachadashini, what would be a gesture? Yes. Gina also? Yogesh? Yes.
Yeah, I put you more at ease, that, you are more, like you said, involved. You're asking for opinion. You're asking for consent.
Yes.
More or less. Agreement. Yes. Let's call it agreement.
Yes. So Mohammed, basically, altogether, you do it to prevent putting the other into the passive position. But you actually put the other in an active position. You focus on the relationship. You don't focus on the job to get done, but you focus on the relationship you take your team members serious, sincere, you care, and you include, and so the effect is that you get more result in the long term. Now, some people say to me, well, we don't have the time for it. We just give the order. I always say, you don't have the time not to take the time. Ask questions and include the other, because for the effectiveness and for the long-term effect, it will be so much greater. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And so it is as a coach. So as a coach, you will download language patterns that are most effective and most powerful. In my coaching training, already in level 1 on day 5, you learn what is called the 8-step coaching process. It's amazing. It's been designed with me together with one of the Meta Master trainers. They are all over 76 right now. Somebody who was next to Richard Bandler for 10 years, called Christina Hall, has sanctioned and gone through this process with me. And some of the questions that you ask your coachee is, what is it that you want to accomplish? What are some experiences that you would like to create in to enrich your life and relationships? We ask what is really important to you. We help to line the client up with their bigger outcome before we ask, and what specifically is in the way for you to reach that. That was what I learned from Tanya. You don't ask what is your problem. You don't give the space to the client to dwell on explaining the difficulties, not that you are not interested, and not that you don't let your client, that you listen to your client and of course give them your ear, but you will resourcefully change things around with the elegance of your language and with the tools you have, so that within one session in this 8-step coaching process, you help your client beyond expectation. You really create a change that is full and round, compact, effective in one session. Of course, there's situations, for example, where they always ask me, Dr. Doris, do you fix everything in 1 hour? Of course not. If somebody has an addiction, or if somebody has a trauma that goes on for a long time, I can create a lot with this session. I may take more sessions. However, can I fix it? Yes. Will I be successful? Yes. I, of course, as a master doing it already 30 years, maximum 5 sessions for very complicated issues, and when the client simply wants me to be their sounding board and help them over a longer period of time. Otherwise, even if it's more intricate anxiety or fear symptoms, I can easily get the most outstanding results in 3 seconds. And I always say, if I can do it in 1 I will do it. In NLP, we are not focused on getting the client come back and come back. We are focused on creating change as effective and as immediate and as long-lasting as possible. So this was actually the exercise of asking questions instead of telling, and instead of directly ordering. And this is a very important essence of NLP coaching. you can say that the essence of coaching with NLP is asking questions. Now, what questions are you asking? In level 1 of neuro-linguistic programming, you learn what is called the meta model, precision model, 12 language pattern plus the persuasion model, which means we help to convince the client that they can manifest their change. And we do that again with another 10 language patterns. And those patterns also help us how to ask the question in a way that it makes most sense and in a way that we lead the client to master their emotions and master their states of mind. Because everything is here. Everything lives here. And this is where we make interpretations, where we have negative self-talk, overwhelm ourselves. It all has to do with our inner stories and inner movies. So you will learn how to be more in control of little tapes that get stuck and repeat themselves. It is not needed. We are already programmed, and we are programmed with what doesn't work so many times. And that is like a stuck, this is a very picture of a very old tape or record or whatever you would like to visualize. And you learn how to unstuck yourself, how to regulate your inner self-talk, how to turn the volume of your inner self-talk down. But now I have talked for a long time. Can I please hear any question? Who has a question? Question or comment for what we have done so far? Actually, to be honest, I'm not really into this chat. Can you ask I don't even know how to get into the chat. Could you ask the question by turning on your mic?
Hi, Dr. Doris. Can you guys hear me?
Very well.
Okay, cool. I'll shoot since nobody else is shooting. So what I want to ask is, since you've been in this your NLP business right from the start. I mean, when Richard Bandler and John Grinder came up with the idea, I think you go way back then. I want to know, how has it developed over these years? Were there any additions to their original, discoveries, or it's still the same? I mean, is there any development in that? Because if you look at how neuroscience is progressing, some of the speakers who I listen to, they kind of think of NLP as like when they say stuff, they say traditionally these kind of things were done in NLP, and now they take a more scientific approach to that. So I just want to get to the most updated one. Were there any updates over time, or was it just
So
there?
Yeah. Absolutely, very good question, Mohammed. Yeah. More interest in this question? Everybody with me? Yes? Would you like to know the answer to the question for us? Yes? Yes? So I give you two answers. The neuro-linguistic programming that was taught in the 80s is actually very valid and very in-depth. Because what has happened, particularly in the East, Mohammed, is that the 18 days that were the original body of knowledge for practitioner, and then 20 days that were the original body of knowledge for masters, are shortened. So I have taught the 18 days and the 20 days for most of my life, for 12 years of my life, before I came to the East. So in the East, it took me 2 years, can you believe, where I was trying to do the longer programs and it just doesn't work. Time moves fast, things change. So we have all put together in 5 days what other practitioners do in 18 days. So the program that I'm explaining to you tonight, that I'm promoting and that you can join on the 3rd of July, 5 days for level 1 and 12 days for level 2. And so, yes, it is updated, Mohammed. So basically, we are updating the structures, the methods, the language. Like I told you, we are not using the well-formed outcome that was in the books in the 80s. You know what most NLP programs do? Pardon me, also Udemy. They have very older knowledge. They have copy and pasted from long ago, and there's no update.
Okay.
I give you 2 messages. Updating is very important, and you can be guaranteed. I do, because I do nothing else but NLP since the 80s, and my purpose is more practicality, effectiveness, and long-lasting change than being big or making a lot of money. See, Tony separated from us. He separated from Richard Bandler and John Grinder. He was there with us at the same time, but he wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to go through all the quite strong formal processes that it takes to become an SNLP person who certifies through them. So wonderful. He did his own thing and he did a wonderful thing. But it is not the original NLP giving. His purpose is more to empower people in many, many different ways. And he does wonderful work. I absolutely sanction it. But it's not the original NLP. So the original NLP, you can be guaranteed, would be by teachers who have that SNLP sign, because it means they come from the original school and they don't have all the shortcut. Now, I still have to give you the level 1 in 5 days, but guess what is the difference of a young teacher who has just seen 5 days or someone who has taught for 12 years of their life, 18 days and 20 days. So I think it is very important to update. And yes, we are connected to neuroscience. I am very curious about neuroplasticity and study up as much as I can.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, I would alert you to take trainings, pardon me, that are low cost, because you always get what you pay for. So trainings that are just rundown techniques or rundown topics can be helpful. And please, if you are not able to do anything else, you can do it, but it's not quality and it's not the original NLP. The original NLP was meant to be in the body. It was meant to be something that you move. It was meant to be something where you put anchors, where you code things, where you do accelerated learning and you use your body. So if you do the training with me, I will encourage you to get up and to move, just like you do it in the training room when we do it in person. And I do the exercises exactly like all the exercises that are in the program when you are in person. And most of those have their origin how we were taught or what we were taught in the 80s. For example, the tricks of calibration, of nonverbal communication. Somebody has their mic on it. It's a little loud. Could you turn it off, please? Thank you. For example, many who would tell you, okay, nonverbal communication is important and this is what we do, and they show you some photos. That's not how you learn it. I need you to do it with someone, and I'm going to see you. I give you an exercise that you do in pairs, and you will show how you can calibrate, how you can read and respond to someone's nonverbal signals. And I will come into your breakthrough and I will help you. See, you can't do it with hundreds on one page. So if you see trainings where, you know, there's like huge amounts of people, the trainer cannot give you personalized attention. In my trainings, you get my personalized attention. I don't take more than 22 when I'm in a group room, and online, as I'm doing online training since the 17th of April. Right now, I don't like to take more than 14. The last training was 12, before it was 8, and I love it because I give personalized attention. I help you to do the exercises, and you learn so much. You learn beyond your expectations. You have the tools in your pocket, and I make sure that you can do it. The wonderful, did I answer your question, Mohammed? Thank you. Thank you. So it's not from here. And also what you get from me is NLP that comes from the heart. People are the most important. So how can we use these very advanced, sharp, amazing reprogramming tools that are quite intellectually stimulating, you could say so, but not need academic knowledge, because altogether it means how can you be in the heart with your client? How can you be with your coachee in a way that you address them, in a way that they really feel cared for, and in a way that they can change? So I'd like to, I'll still be able to answer your question. I would like to just show you the ending of the presentation, and then I can be more available for whoever has more time or has more questions. So NLP significantly enriches coaching, therapy, or leadership, because we are aware what we say to ourselves and to others. We learn how to say to ourselves and to others what we want to think and to feel. And I can only tell you that I am so glad that I have the tools to not having to listen to my negative internal dialogue anymore. Woo. I am able to reprogram myself and to be on top of the emotions and states in a way that I would say I'm happy 90% of my life and my time, not because of the environment and not because of what happens, but because I know how to think, and I know how to use my language in a way that I influence myself and others in the most ethical way and in the most wonderful way. So NLP is there for positive mindsets in challenging times. We can also say that neuro-linguistic programming is the secret of bringing the law of attraction into action. Not only here, not only thinking, but doing. And one particular thing that you get with this NLP is the knowledge of time and using time. See, if your coachee tells you what it is that they want to accomplish, or what it is that, or what is their outcome, it doesn't mean nothing if you don't ask them by when, if you don't put it into time and according to time. So when your client is able to line that out wisely and physically with the body, changes can happen most powerfully. So I think I've already told you a little bit why NLP coaching with me, with Dr. Doris, because I use the body. I make you move. I make you use all your visual, your audio, your kinesthetic, all your senses for learning and for creating verifiable and measurable success. We will use what is called transformational movement, and we can do this easily by me looking at you like I look at you now and include you as well as I can in just a little 60-minute session. And you can say the NLP coaching program with me online starting on the 3rd of July includes emotional intelligence, coaching, and neuro-linguistic programming. And one more time, if you weren't there at the beginning, these are the two logos that can show you that these are truthful international certificates. The Society of Neuro-Linguistic Programming certificates get signed in California and sent to you, and you have a license agreement that you can use that logo. Whereas most of that's how you can also make a judgment, Mohammed, if something is not valid or cheap shortcut, you will get the pre-signed signature and you will get a certificate that is not signed originally and that has a license agreement where you have a number and you have the logo as of the right to use the logo. That's how you can distinguish the original and truthful NLP and what are more shorter, less intensive, and less body-oriented techniques. Okay, I think I've talked a lot. Let me know whether you have any question. Do you have any question according to what I have said tonight? I told you about the 8-step coaching process and that it's like 8 keys that you will have in your pocket to help your coachee. And the Master Coach certification is in 3 levels. And you can get started with us on the 3rd of July. It's typically 2 weekends, Friday and Saturday, all day, 9:30 Dubai time. Sorry, 9, sorry, it's 10:30 India time, 9. I think it's 9 a.m. I have to change it, sorry. (9 a.m. of course. So it's all day, all together, 32-hour program over 4 full days and 2 evenings. 7 and 8 of July is a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So on those days we meet in the evening, and level 2 is in July and level 3 is in September. So Florence, you are going to stay in Austria?
So my question, because July is a bit my kids' vacation. So you will do it again in September. I think I prefer to join September or October. That will be more of an option for me.
28th of August.
Yeah, that's when the kids go back home. But anyway, I will follow and I will see what's worked the best for me. Anyway, I'm a continuous learner, so if it's time, it will be next time. But I know I'm very interested into NLP, and my question was, what's knowing that I'm a coach, ACC, what is the proportion of the NLP compared to the coaching in your formation, in your training?
It's pretty much all NLP.
Okay.
And if you understand NLP correctly, the language is about asking questions. So what people mostly don't understand is that NLP in and of itself is coaching. It helps us how to ask questions in a way that we can help others. Now, some take it to focus on self. So you know how it is from your coaching training. So all the different techniques or modules, we'll always practice with each other. You do with each other. This one, though, are all techniques where you can create significant change within one session, and it's measurable. I like to use little things like, you know, from a scale of -10 to 0, how terrible is your emotional pain, or how high do you think is your fear? And then I ask again at the end of the session. Or when somebody says, I would like to believe, you know, I'm a confident, radiant person, but I have a lack of self-confidence. So how much do you believe that positive sentence yet? From 0 to +10. So anyways, they say low at the beginning, and at the end after the session, they say high. So we literally use measurable tools. We use verifiability, and it's very hands-on.
Well,
so it's NLP, but helps you how to create the uttermost changes within your coaching.
okay. NLP was part of the course that I did. I was with ICA. I don't know if you know the school, but it was just not deep enough for me to assume that I can really share with my client that I know NLP. I don't feel like I know anything in NLP. I did a class on limiting beliefs, and I learned so much, which was also in the course. But once you take every subject as itself, it gives you much more skills. So yeah, so obviously I'm very interested to take the NLP course as a course itself, but it's also an investment. So I just want to be sure that it's not duplicating completely what I've learned. That's my point.
Yes, you know what I can do, Florence? If you want, I can give you a call. I don't mind to call you in Austria, and I can give you many more details, because I would only like for you to take it if it's an enrichment. I want to be sure that it's not what you have already learned. Do you think I can give you a call in one
Yes,
of the...
or we can simply do a Zoom call. It's so easy.
Right. We are on Zoom right now. So
I'll get back to you.
Have you formally signed up?
Yes. You have my email, Coaching with the Flow.
Okay, and your WhatsApp number is also there?
Yes, absolutely, because it's my number. So yes, you have both. But as I have your email, I will also send you directly. I mean, I have the email, the Illumination.
It's a little better if I get in touch with you, if you don't mind.
No problem. I'll be happy. Thank you.
Sapna, did I answer all your questions?
Yes, very much. Yes, Dr. Doris. It's been a lot of insight, and yeah, I'm thinking, but July is not going to unfortunately work for me, probably in the next one.
Okay, 28th of August.
Most probably. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to.
Is it the weekends that are hard, or?
It's not the weekends. I've got a few engagements over the next 2 months. So that's the reason, work related.
Okay. You are so welcome. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Dr. Doris. Same here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Raja Darshini, can I help you with any answer?
I'm good, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, we may give you all a call. You are so welcome. I look forward to hopefully seeing you in the classroom, in the online training. Gina, do you have any questions?
Sorry, I was unmuted for a little while, but of course I was listening. No, I don't have necessarily a question. It's a very interesting topic for me. I would like to do a little bit of research to see how it integrates with the trainings which I have done so far with Illumination for Reiki. I'm a master teacher in Reiki, certified as well. I do Theta healing. I don't know, I'm sure you know about Theta healing. So I'm a practitioner in Theta healing as well. Yeah, and communication in my job, I work in human resources. So I work with people day in and day out. And communication, effective communication and relating to the people is very important to me. So yeah, this is something definitely which I will be looking at to see how it integrates. It's a very interesting topic for me.
You are so welcome. We will give you a call. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for your attention. This was
Bye. Thank you.
Great to share it with you. Hey, NLP excellence. NLP excellence to you. And may the learnings that we have shared tonight go into the days and weeks and months and years to come. So you will always remember this wonderful event and the learnings you had tonight. Thank you so much.